Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Argo 37 and Beyond, the penultimate episode. I'm afraid my pop filter has completely broken, so I'm just going to try and avoid popping in the chat. Pop. But on the other side of that, good news is I got a message from my internet providers today to say that they should have fixed the problem with our lines, so hopefully there won't be any more downs in the middle of the session. Fingers crossed. Before we go around and say hello to everyone, please check out our social links. You can find our Discord, Twitter, and YouTube there. Discord, where we come and talk about the show. You can be a part of the community. And you can also head over to Twitter, where we do very similar. If you want to get into a game, send me a DM on Twitter, and we'll do the thing. Hey, Pixie, how you doing? Also, check out our YouTube, where you can go and catch up on this and all the other shows. It is Penultimate Week. And the last day of Penultimate Week as well. Please check out our sponsors. Mage Hand Press, who created this third-party content for 5e, where we get to play in space. It's amazing. You should check it out. We're also going to be on their booth at PAX U in December, so come and say hi. Also, check out why am I typing junk on? Check out the Deck of Many. The Deck of Many, they create the Deck of Many things, the Deck of Many animated things as well. You should check them out. But also, Alice has stolen the book. The Humblewood campaign, third-party content for 5e as well. That book that Alice is holding right now is released in November. So get on that, check it out. You can pre-order now. We have a tweet. Go and retweet the tweet. and let everyone know that you're tweeting here. Bring your friends. Yeah, do the thing. Let's go say hello to everyone. Alice!
Oh, hi, I'm Alice. I'm also White Rabbit Pick on Twitter. And because Hans isn't here, I'm going to promote my Patreon myself, as I should normally. So please go and check that out. Otherwise, let's head around and say hi to everyone today. Let's start with the lovely Crusade Warlords. Oh, hi. Oh, hi.
Hi, hello, everybody. Excited to be here as always. Forgive me for not dressing up today. Time was a factor. But we're excited to be here. Sad that it's coming to an end. That's really it. You can find me on Twitter at Crusade Warlords. You can find my leatherworking at warlordscrusade.com. I don't cross the streams. Just kidding. You can message me on Twitter about leatherwork. But other than that, that's it. Let's have some fun.
Awesome. Never cross the streams. Then we're going to hop over to Go JG Jess. Yeah. Did you hear me say that? Right.
It's me, and that's my real name. Hi, I'm Jess. You can find me at go_JG on Twitch and Twitter. I mean, if you really want to look around, you can also find some weird indie games I've made over on itch.io as well. And starting this weekend and next weekend, I have a whole bunch of Halloween games happening on my stream, and in the name of Extra Life, we're calling it our Hextra Life streams. So you should come hang out for those. But yeah, I'm excited to be back here, be a gnome in space, and totally not associate everything with the mummy, since that's the current theories happening of all space is just mummy themed.
I mean, I'm obsessed with it, and apparently Scrat is too, after last week. And speaking of Scrat, last but certainly not least, oh hi.
Oh hi, today I'm playing Bluster, one of my favourite characters. But Jess has reminded me, talking of Extra Life, on the 9th of November we've got a 24-hour stream coming up where we're going to be trying to raise 5k for Extra Life for kids. So I hope you'll be able to come and turn out then as well. It'll be right here on the channel. It'll also be hosted by the official D&D channel. And yeah, money, D&D. Maybe some people you might recognize. We'll see.
And who are you playing?
Bluster!
Of course. There we go. Perfect. So last week, as wonderful Jess quite rightly said, there's a lot of mummy-themed conspiracies in this. I'm not too sure where it came from.
The link was universal. I remember the link being universal.
No, you confused the race Avia with Amun-Ra, which is...
Yeah, but I remember the Universal Studios bit was important. I remember it was important.
No, you're the one who made that up.
The Universal Studios support was important to you because you were like center of the earth. Was that done by Universal Studio? No, yeah, the mummy was. Disney? So this is a double confirmation because Ra and Universal obviously go together.
So, as we say, the mummy is now canon in dark matter.
Mackenzie gets me.
Yeah, but like the center of the universe wasn't like made by Universal Studios, so this is literally Anyway, we left off as we were approaching the Solar Citadel, and we were told of not necessarily a war, but a conflict that had been going on between the Star Elves and the Avia down on this, not really a planet, it was like a huge flat platform where a city had been built up, a huge glass dome circulating around this huge sepular star, encased in this almost metal-like protective case, huge channels, and you could see the magma running through each one. Telemachus is currently Telemachus and seems to be more coherent than normal, and you're all on the ship waiting to make a plan, basically. What is it you're all going to do as you stand on Argo?
We decided not to bother trying to lie or coming up with characters of who we were going to be. We decided to speak with the Avira because there's also the like the space elves who seem a little more questionable. So I think that was kind of our plan, wasn't it? Just to go down and start seeing what we could find out from the Avia without not lying to them, but not necessarily giving them too much of what we have yet until we know what's what.
I know
I
that
think the cliffhanger is we left off where Blister's chest said, good to be back. Not home. I think it said good to be back. And I think did we all hear that or just Blister?
Just Blister.
So we don't know.
Great.
So Andy, yes, Andy, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've all agreed, right? This is the plan.
Yeah, I know that they've got the crystals, right? So they might have crystal gods. So if they've got a sun, I guess the question is, do they have a Ra?
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
I was about to quit out of Zoom, but I knew I missed the cameras.
I want to just walk away right now. Please.
I don't want to give him the satisfaction of making me leave my desk and walk away.
So, Blister, some places might be offended if you refer to false gods. Maybe we should leave that whole sun is Ra Egyptian thing circa Bronze Age Earth to current Earth.
Oh, but they do really like the sun. That part's not incorrect. That's a weird coincidence.
So
it's in the book.
It's in the cultural study logs here. Let me pull them up for you.
Let's wait for them to bring up Ra before we bring up Ra.
There is no Ra.
or
Only
Amenhotep, or any of them that we may think or know of in the known universe.
Ra might be rar.
The fact that we're now confused, because I'm confused, I can't remember now what is canon, or what is not.
I'm trying to find the
all
section
canon.
in the book.
It's all canon, all of it, everything.
Where are they? Here they are. They literally just have bird heads, otherwise they have human bodies all the way down. And their deity is the holy star, the sun above.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, and get hype, everyone, because at the moment Jess is reading from a PDF, right? But I understand the hardback is going to be released very soon for the Dark Matter system.
I want it.
Shameless plug for our sponsors right here. It's coming very soon.
As much as PDFs are handy, I love to have a physical copy in my hands. So, like, I wish.
Well, I think that the bird-headed god. Now I'm saying god. The bird-headed god, the da of the ba. So the bird-headed god of the mummy universe would be Horus. Isn't Horus the bird-headed one?
Horus is the bird-headed one. He is the son of Ra. Oh my god, hang on. No, I'm not going into my history degree right now.
No, we don't want to do that. Okay, what's important is we want to know about the Sepular Star, which is that's what they are around.
Which is astrology, right?
Blister?
No, it's astrology. So maybe if we go and speak to them, we can get a horoscope.
Oh boy!
See, by the time everyone gets on the planet, it's going to explode and the world will be over.
So here's what I'm gonna do. Did we decide that I should fly in an Alpha 88 ship?
You can do it from the distance you're at. You can, because it's you won't be heading out into deep space.
I think we reveal our hands. I don't think it matters which side we go and talk to. I think it's going to come down to what Astrogation's Inc. wants to do.
So do you want to go in separately? Like you go in your like little ship, and then we go in Argo, and pretend to be separate, so we could come at it from different angles? Is that something you wanted to do?
Maybe that might be best, because if they, for whatever reason, if they automatically are against me, we'll know not to reveal that part of the plan.
That's.
And then you guys can come spring me out.
I'm gonna tap my chest. Hey, Paolo, are we still in the dead zone? Can I fly?
And there's a brief sort of like pause. And you can hear, you will leave the dead zone upon arriving at the solar citadel.
Oh,
There is
so
a neutral state.
I could also go in separately then.
Well, we're each going in individually now? When did we?
The party.
No!
I thought you
When
said
did we-
we wanted to split up, you know, to maximize our chances of success.
I don't think that was necessarily the case. I think we were splitting up because Vega was suggesting that their ship is very connected to the company name I'm forgetting right now. Astrogations Inc. And so if they out themselves as being part of Astrogations Inc. and the Avia react badly, we know to completely act separate of that.
All right. So we're not just splitting up for like multi.
No, it's more just kind of like dangling a piece of something in front of them and seeing how they react, I think.
It is definitely not to. No,
It's
never-
definitely not just because Vega wants to go off on his own.
It's definitely not because I think anyone's gonna mess this up badly. No, this is gonna be great. This is the plan. But back to seriousness. I think this is the way to do it. I'm not sure, but this fleet of these Alpha 88 ships that were created were the cause of the war that already happened. Like this, so we don't know. All I know is every person we went to, every place we've been to, Astrogations Inc. welcomed with open arms. And for some reason, I think sometimes it might be a little different. And if every place we've been to can recognize who we are instantly before we walk in with the technology. So we can't lie and say we're different. So if I walked in with you and all of a sudden they're like, oh, that's him, grab him. So I'll need you to spring me out if that's the case.
I do have one more little bit of information that might be relevant. You know the little chap that lives in my chest? Well, I don't really know exactly who he is, but when we arrived there, he was sort of like, oh, look, it's good to be back. Not in that voice. I can't do his voice.
Can you ask him about that? Does he speak to you?
I guess.
Is he also part of the star?
I can find it. Are you part of the star?
Again, it's quiet for a moment, and then you can feel that warm sort of glow, sort of like the heat that goes over your chest. No.
So, how comes you find this place familiar?
We are the traveler. We are the nomad.
Looked at, apparently he's the traveler, the nomad.
Okay, so he's not like from here, but he's like visited here on like vacation before.
Is that right? Have you been here for vacation?
He doesn't
We-
answer.
Wee cocktail trip, was it? Or champagne on ice affair?
Again,
not
he
answering.
won't answer you.
Ugh. Like,
So
I don't know how he lives with you if he doesn't have a sense of humor. Just saying.
This is very interesting. We're missing a piece of a puzzle, and here's where the puzzle pieces are. If Telemachus has the
You'd.
ancient being inside of her,
You'd.
Blister is the nomad attached to the light in the chest.
Okay.
I worked for the company that causes future further total annihilation of the universe. Andy, we need to know what your role in this is. You're not just here by accident.
I might just be here by accident.
Do you think it might have something to do with your hand?
I don't know. That's all new and weird to me.
Have you ever gone by any other name other than Andy? If I hack their computer and I try to look you up, other than looking for Andy, can I look for anything else?
I mean, not that I'm aware of, but we did also just appear here out of a different reality, so maybe I'm a different Andy now. I don't know. I'm most comfortable with Andy, and I would prefer to still be Andy if that's okay.
I think the biggest change is we have to recognize the changes that happened since we all came to each other's company. My history that's coming back to me, Blister gaining this being, Telemachus being possessed, and Andy, the biggest change with you is your hand. So I think it's a safe deduction to assume that it might have something to do with your hand. It's literally the only lead we have, but you're not here by accident right now. I think you have a major role to play in this.
To be fair, I've only known you lot for a couple of days. Been real interesting though, more interesting than the last few years.
The last few years when you were alone by yourself, I would hope so.
Well, just me and the little fella in my chest.
Alice, I'm gonna call to with my wrist. I'm gonna call to Cracklebox and tell him to join me in the docking bay that we created.
Yeah, you get like that sort of weird acknowledgement sort of whir and a sort of a shutdown as you can hear him moving.
Okay. Okay, we're clear to purpose. Let's do this.
Okay.
Good luck.
So, is Andy and Blister staying together and Vega is going down to his ship? Is that correct?
That's what I understood, but I mean, I guess Blister could just take off. That is within the realm of capability for him.
I wouldn't just leave you alone, Andy, not unless you specifically told me to.
I mean, like, you wouldn't just be leaving me alone. Telemachus is here too, so you know we should probably stay together as much as possible.
From down the hall, I go,
and
yeah, he wanted to leave you alone like you did on that, enemy ship. Just keep walking.
Yeah, that wasn't fun that time, so not doing that would be better than doing that. Also, Telemachus is little now, so we gotta watch out.
As you say that, you see her strolling past the room. She seems fine. She's now in her new outfit, put together by her and Andy. An oversized leather jacket, backwards cap, and this little fancy dress. And massive boots.
Yeah, she looks so like punk rock. She's so cool.
Are we going down then? To the Solar Citadel?
Yeah, I think we're letting Vega have a bit of a head start. And Vega's gonna go down there. And then we're gonna go down a little bit separately and see if Vega has fared well or not.
Okay, I'm gonna go get stuff ready.
And she starts like moving back again.
Sounds like a good plan. Okay.
Right. Vega, you're heading down to your ship. And you can see how, other than the gnomes sort of made it almost back to normal completely after Blister made it streamlined, I think we said. You can see Cracklebox sort of he's opened the top bit and he's sort of making himself comfortable on the dashboard. You can see that there's a tiny little seat belt that he's fixed into himself so that it comes out of the dashboard over his waist around the back. And he has brought with him his little Elvis shaking doll, which he has also given a seatbelt and sat on the front. You can hear him beeping and whirring, starting to program in coordinates.
Okay. I'm going to see if my helmet links up with the interface of the ship so I can kind of see everything on the screen in the helmet.
Okay. You pull your the visor down and you can see all the information you need to get to the Solar Citadel. You can get life readings up on there. You can't get anything like very accurate because you're so far away right now. But you've probably got everything you need. Is there anything specifically you want to take?
I take my little bag of my belongings. I sent you a message really quick of one last thing I did before I leave, and I head out.
Okay. The doors start to open, that huge sort of shutter as you power up the ship, and you take off into deep space. And you see this Solar Citadel, this huge platform of this city. Part of it is definitely derelict. It looks like there was a war here, not necessarily one anymore, but it's just been left. And
I'm gonna familiarize on the way there. I'm gonna do some barrel rolls, speed up, just test, just try to get more familiar with that ship on the way there.
Roll me a sleight of hand to see
In case this goes
what you
very
do,
badly.
because I want to see it. Yeah, don't
This
crash it.
It goes very badly. Sleight of hand. All right, here we go. Boop.
Sleight of hand, perfect. You find that this is second nature to you as you roll and you sort of barrel roll, you swoop, you really get used to all of the controls.
Do I have any recollection of ever being in this ship before?
Not this one. You don't seem to think that it's very familiar, like the controls and everything. You feel like the reason you're doing so well in it is because everything is where it should be.
Okay. All right.
And you head towards the solar citadel. There's a soft glow. It seems to be some lights down in the city, but they're not very powerful, but also this very red and orange magma glow from the Sepular star coming through these channels, sort of casting a light. And you realize this huge, what looks like a huge glass dome over the city is not necessarily glass, but it's like a barrier, a force field. One that you can read on your visor is easy to pass through. It's more there to protect from anything else. And you head down. And what a Jess. No, I did it. Damn it, that's because it's the first Andy.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's my own fault.
I updated it. I'm sorry. I think Andy would want to talk to Blister some more, because this information, because we just had a purple crystal creature start speaking to us about being the living creature of this star, and then I don't think she had thought of the green crystal being anything similar until Blister said this just now. So I definitely think Andy starts like looking really close at Blister's chest and just like,
you can see under the like t-shirt it is like glowing a green.
Yeah. So you've had this for a while, right?
A few years, I think.
Sorry, I got distracted by Vega.
So you've had this for a while. So it's just, you don't think it's like a weird coincidence that you have like a person inside a glowing green crystal, and now there's a person inside of Telemachus because of a glowing purple crystal? And like, do you think they're related? Do you want to? And like, she starts trying to direct him towards the lab. It's like, would you like to come over here for a quick scan, maybe?
Yeah,
or
right.
even just, and she holds up her like hand. Can I scan him with my robo hand?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't let you finish. I'm now, because it had never occurred to me before, I am now trying to see, since I've done a ton of readings on Telemachus and the Yoon crystal, I'm trying to see if I get any similar readings off of Blister's crystal.
Okay, roll a medicine check for me, please.
So what do you recall of getting this device?
I stopped for supplies. And I was looking for like food and things to restock the old the vending machines. They get really particular. And I think I was on like an abandoned spacecraft, I think. Cause always answer SOS signals, because 9 times out of 10 there's no one there and you can just take all their stuff. So I was doing that. And I was picking up all the snacks, and my hand just kind of found this crystal. And then before you know it, it was like, whoop, into my chest. And it was like, hey, I'm the Traveler, how you doing? And I was like, oh, all right, well, oh shit, I can fly and I can breathe in space, and it was really fun. So I thought I'd let them stay. You know, like as a lodger sort of thing. Sort of like the magic is sort of like rent. You know, they pay me magic, and I let them stay.
Yeah, I see how that could be a pretty good deal.
And from your reading, Andy, the one thing you will pick up is just how much energy is coming from this crystal effectively embedded in Blister's chest. It seems to almost be giving Blister this extra energy, the reason he is being able to do all of this magic. You can pull up a screen on the side of your arm, and you can actually tell that there is almost like Telemachus, there is a physical green sort of aura running through all of his veins. And
Okay.
it does seem to be manipulating some of his cells.
Huh. Well, this is interesting. And I didn't see Telemachus's crystal. It wasn't altering her.
Telemachus's crystal was altering her in no way whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was literally existing
Yeah.
with her, whereas this is twisting something.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so there are some similarities between your crystal and Telemachus's crystal. However, yours is slightly more, how do I put this medically, insidious?
Insidious. What, like the movie?
I don't, you're gonna have to show me that another day. I don't know that movie. That'll be our next movie night, okay?
All right, yeah, sure. So what does insidious mean?
Well, you see, Telemachus's crystal was not altering her in any way. It was existing with her without bothering her at all. You know, it like would talk to us when we tried to talk to it, but it gave her back her body immediately, and it did not perform any physical alterations.
Right, yeah.
Your crystal is, how do I put this, messing up your insides.
Messing up my insides. What exactly does that mean?
I mean, it's giving off a lot of energy. A lot, which is not surprising considering all the very interesting things you can do now. It's very cool. But it is changing you physically as well. It is doing stuff to you without your express agreement.
I mean,
I would
like,
say
that's kind of expected, right? Like, it's letting me fly and stuff, so that's probably what it is, right? It's just, you know, putting anti-gravity in my body or something, right?
I don't think so. I think the energy and capabilities it has, it could help you to do things without messing you up.
What do you mean
That's
messing me up exactly?
You know how sometimes when you get medicine, there's like some side effects, and sometimes you're like, "Oh boy, that's a big bad side effect." You've got some questionable ones going on.
And we're sure this isn't just like the effect of like an iron brew whiskey diet.
This is definitely connected to the crystal. The ones I'm seeing. I mean, those are not recommended dietary things you do, but also somehow you seem capable of withstanding them, so I don't question those.
And I made that like fish paste last week. That was pretty good. Remember that one? Where I mushed up the mackerel with rice into that paste.
Yeah, you know.
bring fish pops back. Do not bring fish pops back. That ruined my university life.
When we were at uni, real Scrat decided that I was going to make a protein breakfast. So instead of Cocoa Pops, I thought I'd coat rice in fish and make fish pops.
Oh boy. See, that just tasted really bad, but wasn't completely unhealthy.
This was unhealthy.
I mean, comparatively to the things you do to your liver and kidneys. At least there was lots of omega-3 fatty acids in there.
Well, I mean, when I say fish, it was like, you know, the little tins that you get.
Oh, you put tins in there? I'm not surprised.
The curry sauce and that.
Okay, well, this is probably something we should look at another time, but just note, your crystal is altering your physicality. And
crystal is altering my physicality.
It's given you some side effects that you didn't necessarily sign up for. I'm just letting you know.
Right, okay. So do you think this is something I should worry about, Doctor?
Eventually, yes, it's something we might want to look at. But in the meantime, just let us know what he's saying, because I am curious why he wants to be back here if it's not his home.
Why don't we just ask him directly, you know, or rather than like, you know, beating around the bush sort of thing. Like, hey,
you
pal.
could try, but the last things you said he didn't answer.
That's true. Hey, pal.
Yes.
The doctor here says that you're messing up my insides.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Oh, I'd love to hear your account, you know, just so I can put their mind at rest. They're kind of freaking out on me at the minute. You know, they're doing that thing where their voice gets higher and higher and higher and they start talking quicker.
And again, there's a very long silence until I am evolving you.
Oh, well, that's all right then. What, so I go to the next like Pokemon or something. I don't know. Like I become a Blistasaur.
It goes quiet.
Andy, it's all right. I asked. Apparently, he's evolving me. Oh, I've got an Emerald Stone, so I'll be doing my Emerald evolution, whatever that is.
I think you killed Alice.
I hate this so much. Like, I both love it. Like, do you know how many like film and TV references you've put in 41 minutes?
Oh, okay. Well, you know, that's still questionable, but we'll talk about it later. Let's check if Vega made it down to the planet yet, and then we'll give him a minute, and then we'll try going in separately.
Never evolved before. This is exciting.
Okay. Yeah, that's not how that works, but okay.
Okay.
This is like a babysitter. we're like two kids and just
that's Andy's part in this.
I found Andy's role. Andy's role is to babysit.
Keep them alive.
Yeah. Make sure they don't kill the locals, beat anybody up, steal anything, and try not to blow everything up on the way. And keep them focused.
It's a valid job. Someone's gonna do it. And Vega, you're headed down to this city. You can see areas that look completely derelict. You can see ones with much larger buildings that seem to be more intact. You can see damage on them, but they look very livable in. Is there anywhere like you're particularly aiming for? Like, are you trying to find somewhere to hide the ship? Are you literally making an entrance? What are you?
My goal is to make an entrance and sternly and overtly declare that I'm surrendering myself, but I also want to speak to the people in charge. And then my goal is to really just depending the reaction, either try to bullshit through this, or or just be completely honest and just reveal my hand, because I revealed my hand to 2 people, 3 people, and it seems to be like okay, and everybody seems to be on board and try to help us out. At this point, we were teleported here for a reason, so I'm just going with your with that.
You head down, and you feel like the actual change as you come through this barrier, and you can land in pretty much what looks to be maybe once it was an open square. You can see where there was like a monument or something, maybe a fountain or something at the center. It's pretty much destroyed now, but there is water coming out of it still. And you come down and you land. And it's not the smoothest landing, not because of your flying, but because there's so much debris on the ground to find something stable. But you do land. And this is loud. The engines have been going. You've got the flames sort of burning into the ground. And there doesn't seem to be anyone around you right now.
What is the most heavily rated power source on my wrist, or on the ship's computers?
The biggest energy source is technically the Secular Star, which you can see is so close now. You realize the light is coming purely from the Secular Star, and it's leaking through these channels. And it's strange because how we normally see the moon in the sky from Earth, this is like it's magnified. You can feel the heat coming off of this thing. You can imagine, you're probably guessing if this shield wasn't there, you roast. This shield seems to be here to protect from the heat, but it is so huge it takes up about 3/4 of the sky.
What about on the planet itself, or on the Citadel itself?
On the planet, you can read energy-wise, like life-form-wise, you can read on one side of the city, there is a huge sort of, maybe you can guess, community. And there is another on the other side of the city where you are currently, you're picking up maybe 4 life forms.
I will head towards those 4 life forms, 4 life forms.
Okay, so you get out of the ship, and you can see these stairs sort of fold down themselves, and you start to walk, and the ground for this place is metal. It looks like it's been fully made out of everything is metal. There is nothing really natural about this. This has been man-made. You see these huge buildings, again, all metal, as they've broken down. You can see huge buildings that look completely empty, some of them burnt out. And you see a set of huge steps up to a large building, again, made out of metal. And there's, in fact, roll a perception check for me, please.
Sure. Hmm.
25. You are walking around this place, and it's so dead here that you can hear your own footsteps on this metal. You've got Cracklebox sort of hovering, sort of at your shoulder level, staying very, very close to you. And out of the corner of your eye, you do see someone stood watching you. They're not necessarily trying to be discreet, but you definitely see those very long, pointed elven ears, very, very stretched. A bright green, dead straight cut bob of a haircut and very yellow eyes as they look at you from the corner. They're in not heavy armor, it looks to be light armor, or what you would assume maybe a scout or something would wear. And there seems to be a bow strapped to their back and these very strange looking arrows in a quiver. A blade is in their hand, but they're not making a motion to attack. You can tell, if anything, they're alerted by your presence.
Okay. I will take my repeater off my hip and never even draw the barrel up and just put it on the ground in front of me. I'll put my hands up, and then do I have any kind of reading that I'll be able to breathe without my helmet on?
You can tell that this is definitely an oxygen-rich atmosphere. And again, you're probably guessing this is from the shield, not from anything else.
Okay, and I will take my helmet off and just wave him towards me.
They watch you for a moment. You see their hair, sort of that green shimmer. And she does step out into this doorway. You see a huge set of goggles perched on the top of her head with this sort of purple glass in them. She's got all manner of like belts across her with all of these different trinkets and things all over. She approaches you. She doesn't get too close. You can still see her hand rested on that blade, which looks to be made of like a glass, not of an actual metal. Who are you?
I'm Vega Reigns. Who are you?
And she looks you up and down. My name is Mara. You are no Avira or Star Elf.
I'm Astrogations Inc.
Who are Astragations Inc.
Great. At least you won't kill me.
Excuse me?
We are the-
She sort of pauses for a moment. Should
We
I
are
want to kill you?
No. Who knows? I don't know. You should not want to kill me, as I don't want to kill you. Astrogations Inc. is the cause, perhaps without knowing, of the war, the conflicts, and everything that's been going on between yourselves and the Amun-Ra. And I have come a very long way to try to put an end and stop it. So, if you have... Can I tell that she's some sort of scout?
You could probably tell from, like, there's no heavy armor. You know she needs to move fast and things like that. And she's not exactly carrying guns and a sword or anything like that. Nothing too heavy.
I can tell you that time is probably of the essence. And if you lead your way to your conclave of friends, people, employers, we can get down to some discussions. I'm here to try to fix that, and I point to the star.
The star only needs protecting. It is full of knowledge which is valuable and vital. Why do you want it?
Because other people want to share that knowledge, exploit that knowledge, drill that thing, and rip that thing apart. And when it does, none of us will cease. None of us will continue to exist.
She narrows her eyes at you and looks around. And you can see that the Sepia star is rotating, like it is turning. Okay. You come with me, you stay at a distance, but we must get in before it gets dark.
Well,
Oh. And just like that, I killed her. She's dead.
Oh
The star blew up. We win.
no!
this is odd.
Yeah, because you're still here. That's very weird.
I'm hoping her PC hasn't overheated or anything.
Yeah, maybe it's just...
Well, I'll tell you what. Hey, there's Jess.
I'm trying to pick a side to go to.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'll go and see what happened. Let's go to a break screen for a second. I'll go and give Alice a hand, and we'll figure it out. We'll be back shortly, everyone. Sorry for the impromptu break. Yeah. See you in a sec. I'll run some ads while we're away. Hey everyone,
Hi.
sorry about that. Alice's laptop may have overheated. We now have it resting on ice, and hopefully that'll get us through the rest of the show. Yeah, hi, we're back. Hi.
Yeah. My laptop is currently resting on a bag of frozen peas, so if I move a little bit, I'm sorry. Vega, you stood this elf is looking at you, and she sort of gestures for you to walk, not necessarily in front, kind of at her side, but she's sort of standing just slightly to the back. We need to get in before it gets dark.
Okay,
We must go now.
lead on.
And she sort of holds this blade by her side. No, not like directed at you. In fact, you can probably sense you're the least of her worries.
Yeah, I will.
Right now.
I'll have a my blaster in one hand and my helmet in the other hand.
And you notice she's constantly looking around. She is looking at every corner. If anything, she's not jumpy, but she's very skilled moving around these buildings, sort of here and there. When we approach, maybe don't have that out. They may shoot you on sight.
Being with you doesn't make sure that doesn't happen?
They will think I am your hostage.
Great.
Just a heads up.
Where are the Amun Ra? I was led to I was
see
led
like
to believe that they were the ones inhabiting this planet.
they are not the ones who should be rightfully inhabiting this planet. And you can see it's almost touched a nerve. So they are on the other side of the city. They fight for a false god.
Look, I'm not here to get into your religious quarrels between you and them. I'm here as a neutral party to try to arbitrate a desirable outcome so all of us can continue to exist. If that's not something your people are probably willing to listen to right now, I can turn back, get in my ship, and fly to the other side of the planet and take my chances with the Amun-Ra.
The Amun-Ra. Now I'm saying Amun-Ra. Right, that's it. It's now Amun-Ra. The Avia are not the biggest danger here.
What is?
We don't know what it is, but it came down to this planet. A ship crashed maybe 20 years ago, 10 years ago. I wasn't here at the time. But it brought with it something dangerous.
Do you know what the ship looks like? And I describe a big silver ship with particular letterings on the side.
She looks confused. No,
Okay, good.
that is not what was here. I may take you to it, but not in this light.
Answer me one question, please. We've come, we've talked. Neither one of us wishes harm in the other. I will believe that your intents are good, believe mine are good. Are your people willing to sit and talk with the Amun-Ra on a diplomatic?
I can not speak for my people. We believe the Avia were the ones who crashed the ship and unleashed the danger.
Would you, if it was up to you, would you be willing to sit and talk with them and try to overcome some differences even for a short period of time? Or do you hate them as well that you would never want to talk to them?
And she settles a gaze on you, quite like she's looking at you, taking in your words. I have lost many to the Avia, but I do not wish for war. I
I'll take that as
don't
a
like
yes.
the fighting.
What is your name? You said it earlier and I forgot it. I'm sorry.
My name is Mara.
Mara.
What is your name?
Vega.
It is nice to meet you, Vega. And she just holds out like a hand to shake it.
Oh, I shake her hand too. Nice to meet you as well.
This way.
All right, I follow her.
And she walks you into this clearing, and you see a huge building with large steps all the way up. And this looks like maybe this was a place of learning at some point, but now it's everything like that is gone. This seems to be almost like a safety space. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Before I get too far away from the ship, can I get into the ship's communications with my wrist?
oh, for sure, yeah.
I only have like
can link
60
to that.
feet. And I'm going to send a message, like type it out. Made contact with the elves. Must have landed on wrong side of planet. Following the course of action, because I must have landed this way for a reason. You should try to make contact with the Amun-Ra and see if we can get them to sit together. And I send it to the ship to send to Argo 37. Hopefully they get it.
Heads up. And she walks you into this building.
I kind of holster my repeater, but I don't like buckle it where I have to like fight to get it out. You know, it's kind of just sitting on my hip.
Yeah.
And Cracklebox is with me, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Cracklebox is like hovering by your shoulder. Like, if anything, he's now come into land and is sort of sat underneath your jacket, your flight jacket. Not that he's trying to hide, but he's not trying to make himself obvious. And back up on Argo, Blister and Andy, you receive this message. You hear Argo Vega's voice come through the system, and you hear that he's landed by the Star Elves.
Oh, okay. Well, we were talking about going to see the Avia, so I guess we'll go the other way. So see this. I guess this worked out. This worked well, right?
Yeah.
So, hey Argo, can you redirect us to the other side of the Citadel? It's the other side of the Citadel, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's-
and like, there's a pause. He's like, okay, fine. And you feel Argo move. Like, there's a quick, like, jolt where it goes too quickly, where he's like,
What?
sorry, Vega's been flying for a while and that practice. And he sort of starts moving round, and you sort of span out around the other side of the Citadel. You see this huge star. Again, it's sort of taking up most of the window space, effectively. This is so huge, and you're so very close to it now. And there is a long pause as he drifts in, and it comes through the barrier and comes down to land. More in a more secluded spot. Argo seems to have just sort of plunked itself down. You feel that real judder as it sort of comes into landing. You think it's land, then it slips a little bit as one of the legs fall off this bit of debris. But otherwise, it lands. And the one thing you do hear straight away is some crashing, shattering of glass and things like that, as you're now back in a shield. Magic has kicked back in. The Wismos have woken up.
Do they all come out to Blister like, Daddy?
They come tearing out of the air vent, sort of taking they're taking the air vent with them as well. So
Oh,
it's
man.
not just it's like the sort of the thing fixed over the air vent. You can see one of them is actually stuck in it. You know when like cats get stuck in blinds and stuff as they're running around and those sort of things, as they head over to Blister and start to climb him.
Aye, good. So they're all back to normal then, are they?
Looks like it. I guess,
So we can cause as much chaos around the bird people as we like.
I mean, we can, but we should probably wait until it's deserved.
I wonder if they're gonna evolve too.
The Wismos?
Right, Wismos, here is your mission, alright? You all need to find magic stones so you can evolve.
Yeah. Okay.
They're all
That's
sort of
not.
looking up at you, slightly wide-eyed, but they look mildly interested by this.
Like this one, right?
But your own. Don't just steal his.
I'm just seeing Wismo Infinity Stones now, so I'm just gonna. And Telemachus sort of walks up to both of you.
So, are we just gonna go and chat about whatever,
You know, and she sort of holds like her hand over her chest.
about
Uh,
who's inside me?
I think that we should start by having both of you cover up your crystals for now. So, just zip it, and then let's see what.
I'll go get a jumper.
She starts walking back to her.
Doesn't she have like an awesome leather jacket on or something like that?
She does,
Okay.
but because it's so much like blisters, the zip is broken, so it doesn't work. So she goes to get, you can see her come back with probably one of her old jumpers, which looks slightly too big, so she's rolled the sleeves up. Now, her sort of knitted bobble hat is back on, and she looks down and is like,
I'm getting readings that it's oxygen on the planet, so we should be fine.
That's good. That's great. Okay, so yeah, I guess let's go and say hi and ask them their opinions on their star and see if they offer up any information about Ood. And also, if Ood tells you anything, let us know.
like Telemachus nods fairly frantically. He's like,
Okay, well, are we taking
them, and sort of gestures to the Wismos that are sort of now swinging off the back of Blister, like where his jacket is.
Is that a yes? Are you bringing your children with you?
I think if they're gonna have a chance of finding their own stones, then, I mean, they might as well come along.
I
what's
just
the-
worry.
What's the worst that can happen?
I just worry that the Avia don't know about Wismos and might view it as a somewhat hostile party.
Alright. We'll call them the Wismara, and then they'll feel right at home.
Can we go and say hello first and see how that goes?
Alright, Wismos. I need you all to look like birds.
They all sort of look at you, and they line up, and they all seem to be beeping and whirring at each other like they don't really know what to do. However, you do see one at the end sort of jump upright, and these little like Buzz Lightyear type wings pop out of it, and the rest of them look shocked that this Wismo has these wings effectively.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, like that one. Help yourself to, you know, look, we've got a whole, like, disposal waste unit. Like, Vega's ship's not in there, so you can't break that. Just go and help yourself. Make yourself look like bird people, and I'll give them a little picture of a bird person.
They snatch the picture and run off. And they head off. Is there anything you want to gather before you leave Argo?
The only Avia we've ever met was on that space station. And this Blister wasn't even there for that. But me and Telemachus were, right? So
Yes.
do we, like, all we know about them is that they think the Sepular Star is their god, and they're fighting with the Star Elves over it?
Yeah, that's effectively what we know.
I mean, I guess we just don't want to go in there too hostile. They're, like, actively at war, so I'm just a little nervous about that part. Maybe we should, like, you know, keep our weapons off and such.
Well, I've just got this stick.
And like Telemachus is holding up like a glowing like baton, which is pretty much just a stick. It's not even a proper baton. She's like,
I've just got this.
I could leave this here if you want. You know, I'm not very good with it.
I mean, yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. You have magic. So, I mean, if you really wanted to fight them, you could just magic them. So, maybe, like, yeah, leave all our weapons, like, here. And if worse comes to worse, I mean, Telemachus, you could keep that stick. I think that's for the best, but...
She's just holding it pretty close to herself, like,
Okay. I mean, I've got this as well.
and it's this huge
What's that
chunky,
you
like,
got there,
bracelet.
Telemachus?
She holds up this huge, like, chunky, like, wristband
knife.
bracelet type thing.
A knife.
And she said,
I'm not too sure what it does yet.
Okay, well, that seems good enough. I mean, as long as we don't have any, like, as long as we don't walk in there weapons hot, I think we're hopefully that's all we could ask for. So, yeah, let's just go in and see if they'll talk to us.
Okay.
and she looks like mildly nervous. It's like, let's go. And she hits the button and the platform goes down on Argo. You can see a lot of steam coming from somewhere. You're not too sure where it's coming from. But
Wait.
you do hear a voice going, Argo going, I'll fix it.
Thank you, Argo. Also, let us know if you hear from Vega, and if you can do so without alerting anyone, do send him a message that we've arrived on this side.
God, I'm everyone's messenger boy lately. And it just sort of switches off.
I mean, I could let him know if you want. I've got the old microphone, you know.
Well, I don't want everyone else to know that we're playing both sides, you know? Generally speaking, people like you hang not dallying with their enemies.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've quite grasped the subtle nuances of like this highly complex social interaction between these two people.
Okay, imagine you're dating like one person and then you don't want to like to their face tell them you're also dating their best friend unless that's your thing. Like, and everyone's all cool with it. Like, this is a situation where like they won't like us
Wait, what?
dating their best friend. So let's not say.
Hang on a minute, what? Who are we dating? Are we dating the
Anyone-
Avia?
We are, and
Look.
Vega's dating their best friend, so we don't want to. We're keeping that separate.
I'm not
We're-
into that, really. You know, like, I don't want to be dating my mummy.
No one here is the mummy. I just need you to remember that. In theory, no one here is the mummy. Let me know
Right.
if you find out differently.
I also need you to remember that, Scrat.
Wait, what?
There is no mummy.
Remember, it's Avira, not Abadra.
Which is
I'll
what
write-
Vega's saying.
I'll write you a note. Hang on. Like, she starts to write it out. Avira, not Abadra. And then she gives you this note, and I'm like, keep this with you at all times.
So they've got a god Avira, they have a Ra, they don't have a man Ra, because that would mean there's not a god. Got it.
Okay.
Shall we go? Like Telemachus is looking at the end of the gangplank, looking at all
Yeah.
of you.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Can we please leave? I would like to go now. Just no. I just turned to Blistered. No mummy conspiracies. None. Hiding the crystal. Not talking about the mummy. Those two things.
Hey mate, hiding what, Crystal?
Oh god. Can I just walk up to him and zip up his coat so that if the zipper is broken, I am taking a safety pin out of my medical kit
Yeah,
and
you
I am pinning him shut, and I'm on the inside of his jacket, just right where there's like a flap he could look to. I'm pinning the note that says Avira, not Amun Ra.
right on his
So
hands.
it's actually a part of this artifact. It states that it will float to the top of whatever article of clothing I'm wearing.
Oh no! Well,
you
crap.
safety pin this together, and you do slowly see it emerge through this leather jacket and safety pin.
I'm just gonna turn and walk away.
Wait for me, Andy, I'm coming!
And you two both runs on and you can catch up to Telemachus, who is currently scanning the area. She seems to be trying to take in as much information as possible. You see these huge metal buildings and these broken sort of where it looks like there's a lot of rubble around. And Andy, can you please make a either history or perception check, please?
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
On a 13, you're looking at Telemachus survey everything. You can see Blister wandering around, sort of having a look at all of these buildings. And you take a brief moment to look down at your feet as you walk over these huge metal tiles on the ground. And there's a weird feeling of deja vu. And you look up at this street paved in metal, these broken down buildings,
I know exactly what you're getting at, and I don't like it.
and your mind sort of drifts back to that place where those space squids effectively showed you, where you saw your aunt walking down the steps with a man, an Astrogation's ink badge on her jacket, and you look off to the right, and there's that same building, that house, that metal house that has had the roof caved in. There's no one in there. And in it you see a table and what looks to be like someone's little workshop. And as you look back towards Argo, it's in that same position it was in the dream.
I would like to take a free action to cry. No. I mean, Andy is for sure like freaking out internally right now. Oh gosh. So Telemachus is still scanning. Blister is conspiracy theorying.
No, I've got a packet of Frazzles, which I must have had in my pocket from somewhere, and I'm just munching my way through them.
Yeah, you can hear that crunch as he's going.
You guys have Frazzles in the States, right? You know what I'm talking about. Maize bacon
They're like
snacks.
Smoky bacon crisps.
Oh. Okay. Okay. So crunchy and meaty. Got it. Andy like takes a step back and is like, I've not exactly been here before, but I kind of been here before. And I would just, if we could just stay close, I have some concerns. I've seen like, bad stuff. Bad stuff might happen here, and let's just stay together, please.
Could you roll another perception check for me, please? Andy?
Oh.
At 20.
That's not always a good thing.
No.
You're looking around and you're seeing Telemachus do her own thing, and it's getting dark. And up ahead, you hear footsteps running. Small footsteps. And you hear breathing, like someone has been running for a long time. And in an instance, there's this moment where you see this person, this very small Avia, could be no older than maybe 12 years old, come running around the corner further up the street. And he's running.
Is he running like
fast?
In our direction, or like sort of
he looks like he's turning to go into your direction, but you can see him wings out, just sort of sprinting along the side, coming out the alleyway of a building, when behind him there is a huge explosion, and you see these flames and smoke and metal explode behind him, almost sort of hitting him and throwing him closer in your direction as he comes rolling and tumbling. Some of his feathers you can see it sizzling.
Oh, it's like
but
the
he is
Frazzles.
close to you now.
I think Andy is like wide-eyed, and she's just like, there's someone there, and she like kind of like motions to the other two and just runs to get to him.
Yeah. Telemachus will start running with you. Blister, what are you doing?
That's a good question. It's a very good question. I'm probably just gonna, I'll follow, I think. I think that's what I'll do. I'll follow. Yeah.
Okay, you can sprint towards this very young Avira, and he's sort of like laid over at the side. You could see him trying to get up, but you can tear towards him, and you can get there very, very quickly. You can see the smoke settling. You can see the fire sort of dying down because this thing is metal. It doesn't seem to be catching anything. And you can come to a skidding halt by this young Avira, who is sort of, he's just like, we gotta run, and he starts trying to get back up again. And as you come to this, can you both make a perception check for me, please?
Yeah. I'm definitely doing that thing where you like run up to someone, but immediately grab and turn the other.
Oh yeah, you can scoop.
Alice, I have an interesting gamma pendant question. It states that like if it's been like so many hours, then it will recharge.
Mm-hmm.
Will it have recharged while we were in the no magic zone?
It would have done, yes.
Awesome.
For reasons.
I'm at full power.
And Andy, you don't really see anything because you grab this young Avira, sort of scoop it up. You can see his wing and his arm is badly damaged. You can see where there's like maybe he's got a burn on his leg, and you can scoop him up and turn and run. Telemachus right behind you. Blister, you come to a skidding halt, and on a 19 perception, you see where he was running from, where that fire has come from, has died down. And there's a strange black liquid seeping out of the alleyway and spreading across the walls and along the pathway.
I've never seen anything like that before. I'm gonna grab a sample, Andy.
A sample of what? Don't go too far. There's bad stuff happening. And then I'm
look,
gonna...
there's this black ichor over here. I'm gonna just grab something like a test tube or something.
Why did you have to say that? What? No, don't.
It's alright. It's alright. Look, I've got on my multi-tool, I've got some test tubes.
Okay, be careful. Just be careful. And I'm like, I have hands on the little bird boy, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds, and I'm still going the other way, but my eyes are on Blister because I'm watching him do this because I'm freaking terrified, and I'm not going closer to the black ichor.
So the black ichor, you can see, Blister, as you like squat down with your little test tube and try and scoop some of it up. You see it sort of start to stretch out in a hand-shaped form towards you. As you scoop some of it, you do get some in a test tube, but you sort of scoop it up.
Oh, it wants to make friends.
Around the corner from the black ichor, as if it's coming out of the ground, pushing up, are something you do recognize, these husks.
Oh!
They start to reach out. It's like they're growing from the ichor themselves. You see this black ichor dripping off of them, these huge jaws drop down low, and this strange hiss. And a very long tongue comes out as it's starting to get dark, and it starts charging towards you on all fours.
I'm gonna put a rubber bung in the test tube, and then, heck, I'm gonna sacred flame. I'm gonna be like, no husks, and sacred flame the husks.
Hang on, are you gonna?
That's a normal cantrip. I don't have to use the gamma pendant for that. I already knew that one. I use it to warm up my tea in the morning.
That doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
It's a dex save on their part.
Oh, is it a dex save?
Yeah,
okay,
it's a dex save.
Hang on.
It's not great because I don't have the best. Oh yeah, that'll hit though.
As they roll, so you see this flame sort of lick over them, and it's almost like the ichor itself starts to catch, almost like a thick oil consistency.
Oh, it's flammable. Maybe it's alcoholic.
As it hits them. Drink it, I dare you.
Blister, get out of there!
And you can see Andy carrying this like Avira that's gonna be a little bit bigger than her over Telemachus running with her her boots and like jumper rolled up. She tears off after Andy, and Blister, this thing looks at you and it snarls. Are you running or are you standing still?
I mean, look, I can see that Andy is running, and I think that's a great idea. Well done, Andy. However, I'm gonna just fly. That seems like a better idea. I'm gonna go up. You know, it seems like this thing is ground born. So
could you make an athletics or acrobatics check? It's just opposing with this one. Athletics.
Is it grappling me?
It's big, it's jumping, and it can stretch upwards.
That's one big yike. Oh heck.
You start to rise sort of up and take off over above this, and it's like its arm stretches in this ooze. It is still on fire. It is yelling, it is screaming, but it reaches out and grabs. It hasn't made contact with your skin, but it is holding onto your boot and trying to pull you back down. I need you to make an opposing athletics check to not be pulled back down.
Do I have anything with this thing? Come on now. Come on.
Okay, you gotta beat a 5. Like, 'cause that's awful. Okay, describe how you get away from this thing. It is clamped and on fire, trying to grab hold of you.
Like, as it grabs hold of my boot, I just sort of like, I don't know, I turn on like the jet engines and just like double time it, you know, dash action away. Flying, looking more like Iron Man than Green Lantern right now as I sort of like, you know, get out of there. I'm gonna fly near to Andy actually and be like, Andy, there's a weird black tar stuff and it's kind of hostile. It's trying to grab me. I got some in this little test tube though.
And you can, as you, Andy, as he holds up this test tube, you can see this tiny little speck of black, like ichor in there, and it looks like it's trying to break the glass to get out.
I was gonna say, didn't we previously try and study it, and didn't it go very poorly? I'm gonna say, Blister, I love science a lot, but please throw that away. It doesn't go well, and also they come out at night, so we gotta go.
Mostly.
They come out at night. No, we gotta go third way.
Mostly, right? That's the quote you're going for, right? You know, aliens. No. Alright, well, let's go, shall we?
Like, sprinting towards Argo. And you can hear this young Avia going, "Don't go back to your ship, it'll get in all the circuits, we need to head back to base." And he starts, like,
don't worry, Argo's pretty resilient. It'd take years for a foreign thing to take over the system.
They're right, we can't go back there.
Behind you, you see this ichor spreading, almost like the shadow as the sun is setting, and these horrible sort of hissing sounds and clacking of claws on the metal ground as these husks start raising up out of this ichor, and they start sprinting towards you. Could you please all roll me an athletics check? You are allowed to use agility as well.
I'm just gonna be. Can I just like still be
I'm
flying?
roll for Telemachus as well. You can fly, but I'm gonna need you to still make an athletics roll. It can be done with advantage though. Athletics or agility.
I'll go for acrobatics.
Acrobatics?
Acrobatics, sorry.
Oh.
Okay. I have one advantage left, and I'm gonna use it because I have a history of falling down when running, and I.
Valid.
Oh, that was lucky.
That's the one.
Yeah, Telemachus is sprinting away, following the commands of this Avia, and this Avia is sort of giving you the right directions, Andy, that you managed to jump over any debris or anything that's coming. Blister, you're flying at high speed as you follow them. None of them grab you, but part of the debris falls and knocks you, and you hit the ground rolling. And they're about 2 foot away from you as this black gecko comes sort of stretching out and reaching towards you. Andy, Telemachus, and the Avia, you can head straight down, almost like this narrow alleyway, and following the directions, Telemachus heads up this set of stairs. Ballista, what are you doing?
I mean, did it grab me because I failed, right?
It didn't grab you. You fell. You're no longer flying. You sort of fell and tumbled on the floor, and it's reaching out to you. It's about 2 foot away.
I'm gonna cast Hard Light Frame on myself.
Describe
So
what this looks like.
I get covered in that green armor again, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you covering yourself in that green armor and running, or?
That sounds reasonably good, yeah. I'm gonna cover myself in the green armor and, actually, am I running? I've only got one action. I might try and fight it. No! Bonus action!
No!
Bonus action! Hey, pal, you got any insight on this?
And you just hear, "Don't let it touch you."
Oh shit! Right.
Like, you guess that it means like bare skin, not, you know, anything like that.
I don't have any bear skin. I've only got human skin.
You hear an audible sigh from the crystal. And you sprint after them.
I do.
Okay, roll an athletics check for me, please. Or again, an acrobatics, whichever you prefer. Oh, is that your roll? Sorry.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You can sprint straight up the stairs into this building, almost slamming into one of the walls of the building as you sprint upwards. These things start crawling up the stairs, and Andy and Telemachus, you've been thrown almost into this room. The Avia has climbed off of you, and he's waiting for a split second as this black ichor stretches out towards you, Blister. He pulls you into the room and closes this door and starts to type in these numbers, and you can see a full seal go around, almost sealing every single nook and cranny in this door. And you're in the building, and nothing's coming through the other side. We are going to head back over to Vega. And Vega, you've been taken into this huge building, and you can look at the way it's laid out. It's lots of corridors. There's some open spaces. There's lots of staircases. This looks like maybe it was once like a place of learning, or maybe a hospital or something to that effect. And you see the huge doors close behind you with these two other elves that watch you go in. Mara leads you through, and you can see lots of people in here, lots of star elves. They either seem to be planning, or they seem to be cooking, sort of general everyday stuff as well. You can see some star elf children, but there only seems to be like 4. You guess this is probably not really a family based community. But Mara looks to you. Do you want me to take you to someone in charge?
One question first.
Of course.
What is the name of the false god the Avia worship?
Well, they technically worship the Sepular Star, but within they believe there is a god, Un. And but we do not believe in that. This is energy. No. This is knowledge. There is a fountain of wealth at the center that must be protected.
And your being of knowledge, or the being that you look up to, would it be the nomad or the traveler?
No, but I have heard of the traveler and the nomads. It's a very dangerous thing. You do not work with the traveler or nomad.
Right. Well, please take me in to meet the people.
This way. And she leads you up a couple of flights of stairs, and there looks to be a room that was maybe once an office. You can see some old filing cabinets and stuff, but there seems to be a big table in there now, with lots of plans on it.
Are there any, as I'm moving through, are there any terminals? Any
No,
sort-
this looks to be pretty derelict. This is almost like a camp out.
Okay.
And it takes you into this room, and Mara walks in. You can see another star elf behind this huge desk. There is one male and two females in here. He ushers the two females seem to be giving him information and documents, and they two look like scouts. And they head out and they nod to Mara and give you a bit of a look, but do nod to you as you go. And this star elf, who's very tall, very elegant looking, but you can definitely see almost like a lean muscle in his arms as he wears almost like this flat jacket. And he does have a blaster to his side, and you can also see another one of these knives at his side as well. His ears aren't quite as long as hers, they're much shorter. But he looks to, he's like, Mara, who is this? And Mars would just, and this is Vega. I found him outside, was scouting. And he looks as, you leave us. And she does a nod. And she goes to look to you. She's like, I'll be outside.
I tell her, thank you for everything.
No problem. And sort of smiles and steps out and closes the door behind. If Mara hasn't killed you, then you can't be too bad. Welcome.
Thanks. So, do you want to, I guess it'd be too much to ask what you're doing here. Mara explained that some sort of ship had crashed here a long time ago, unleashed some being or evil or some sort of terror on this planet here.
That is correct. Please, if you want to have a seat, take a seat.
Have a seat. So, is that what the main focus of your day-to-day operations are? Protect the knowledge inside the star, keeping the Amara away from it, and trying to deal with this evil energy upon this planet?
This strange energy came to us about 10 years ago. A ship crashed, and since then we've had problems. But there has been a conflict between us and the Avia for much longer. We used to coincide in peace, but since then they have been stealing from us, stealing information.
What information are they stealing?
Our plans to get into the star, protect the star. They do not believe it is right that we wish to save it, preserve it.
What leads you to think, if you don't mind me asking all these questions? I am do you know of Astrogations Inc.?
And he sort of looks confused. I do not. Should I?
You should. Do you know of the great battle that took place here? Was
I
it about,
do. There
was it
are
about-
wreckages.
Was it 10 years ago, the battle?
No, this was many a year ago, before I was here. But I have seen the wreckages from some of the ships. This other ship that crashed, I was here at the time. And
I'm going to
It was-
describe the, I'm going to say that the ship looked like this, and I'm going to describe the people that shimmered in and out, that we were destroyed the fleets, where the ship kind of shimmers in and out, doesn't really have a solid form or anything. Didn't look.
and he looks, she's like, no, I have details of the ship if you wish to see them. I mean, any information you have yourself would be of help to combat
Well,
this.
We're here to try to stop that. You see, Look, I'm not from this time frame. All I know is something's happening with the center of the universe that you guys call the Sepulus Star. I can confirm that it is the center of the universe and the oldest thing in existence. I can confirm that something very bad is going to happen to that sometime in the future. That's going to lead an end to all of us. You, the Avan Ra, me. And I don't know what has to transpire to take place. But something either you are doing or not doing, or something the Avan Ra are doing or and not doing, or something Astrogation Inc. is doing or not doing is going to lead to this terrible turn of circumstances. And I think perhaps that ship crashing on this planet is the start of it all. So now that you know my story, what makes you think going inside the star preserves it or helps you obtain information that other beings aren't entitled to?
At the center of the star is a well. They sometimes call it the well of life. It can grant immortality. But it is also the well of knowledge. Anyone who drinks from that knows everything, and no one should know everything. But the problem we have is that the Avia wish to destroy it. They have taken some of this nightmare that crash landed, and they want to feed it into the star. Start the world again.
Start the what again?
The world, the universe, everything. Start time again. Everyone will die, but they believe it is what has to happen to create a perfect universe.
Wow. So everything I just said to you makes perfect sense.
It does a bit.
You and I are on the same page. So you said you wanted to go inside. Why do you?
Personally, I do. Because I do not trust all my people.
So what would be your goal if you personally went inside?
To stop anyone from drinking from the well. Put up a trusted security system in there. And I don't mean people. I mean go in there, protect it, and leave.
So you want to go in not to study. You want to go in because you think it needs better protection from the Avan Ra, who now you believe, knowingly, you knowingly firmly believe that their goal is to destroy it, to restart life and time itself.
Correct. This is what we have been told.
Can I ask who you've been told that by?
We captured the Avia, and they told us.
Go ahead.
We have certain things that help people tell the truth. Nothing barbaric before you panic. And he sort of has a bit of a chuckle.
I would not judge you for any tactics you use to stop the universe from being destroyed.
We elves have a sense of truth. Not so much truth, more of a mind read.
So can you tell that I'm being honest with you?
And he pauses. I think you think you're being honest with me. I can never have an accurate reading. It is on what people think, not what they do.
Can you tell me before, we can't go see the ship right now. It's too dangerous out there.
I would say so, correct. I mean, I can pull up an image of it for you, but that is as far as I can offer you right now. I would not risk my people going out.
Can you tell me why the nomad or the traveler is bad?
Bad, more to be cautious of. It is a legend more than anything. The nomad, or some know him as the traveler, is one of the few gods that walks within our world. But he can give you everything. He can give you everything you've ever wanted. But never do his gifts come without a cost or a price.
What if I were to tell you that the gods that the Avan Ra worship, Un, is a real entity? Just humor me for a second. If it was real, and it was truthful that it existed, and that Un is not inside the center of that star right now, what would you say to that?
He pauses. Then surely, look, I don't even really believe in the Traveler, because what god walks among the trickster god? Un, I don't know enough. But
I'm just saying that if Un was proven to exist, and the course of action was not for you to go inside the star, if somehow we were to know 100% that going inside the star is the bad move, would you be willing to change your course of action?
if I can prevent the end of the universe, I will change my course of action. But I need sufficient evidence on what I've had on top of mine. We gained information from this Avia, and I feel it is solid.
Can I make a insight check on him?
Yeah, push him. What is it you're looking for exactly?
That what he's saying is the truth. Like he firmly believes that they want to send these dark energies into this thing, blow it up, and destroy the universe.
Okay.
Or restart it, or whatever they think is going to happen. Right, 16.
Okay, on a 16, you look this star elf firmly in the eye, and you see a seriousness here. This man believes this. He thinks if he doesn't get in there and prevent the Avira, the end of the universe is going to happen. And you can see a huge scar that runs from the top of his temple all the way across his face and down past his neck. And you can guess he's probably willing to go very far to do it as well.
I'm going to write something out in front of him and tell me if he recognizes it. And I'm going to write a sequence of events. So I'm going to write Alpha 88. I'm going to write Argo 37. I'm going to write Reigns, my last name. And I'm going to draw the symbol, the A with the wing, the thing over it, and I wrote down that I did copy it, of Astragations Inc. So Alpha 88, Argo 37, Reigns, my last name, and Astragations Inc. Do any of these mean anything to you?
He sort of looks over, like takes the thing over to you and looks. No, none of them seem to have a real connection. I don't know. Maybe I keep hold of this list and have a think.
Yes.
Did you travel alone in such a small ship?
I did not. But
Where
understand,
are your companions?
I don't know currently. I sent a message to them that I made contact with you. We were led to believe that only the Avan Ra inhabited this planet. Understand that they're just as cautious, just as curious, and overall the ultimate goal is to stop the end of the universe. They're going to make contact with the Avan Ra, and all of us together are going to have to work towards a favorable outcome. And if that means that the Avan Ra are beyond negotiating with to not stop, if we can't convince them to stop the end of the universe, then understand that you and I then become allies and stop in preventing this from happening.
Roll a persuasion check, please.
Sure. Do I have any advantages left?
You have one advantage.
I will use it now.
Oh, there we go.
Wow, what a plus.
He sort of slowly nods to you. Okay, then I will consider you friends and friends of yours allies. May I know their names in case I run into them?
I would prefer to keep that discreet for now.
That is
If
fair.
okay, if that is okay with you, and I would only request, since that's only fair, that when the time is right, could Mara escort me to the ship when it's light out again?
Of course. Mara
And-
is our best scout.
And you said you could show me a picture of it?
Yes, of course. And he turns around and you see he does have like a wristband sort of thing. And he starts pressing some details into it, and a huge hologram comes up almost in front of both of you, in between you. So it's like you can have a full look around at the ship. And you see very much the landscape you saw as you were walking here. This ship is very, very flat, very circular. But a huge sort of maybe 3-4 leveled, what looks to be probably like a housing bit attached to the back, and it is almost embedded in the ground, and it is broken up, it is crushed, it's not able to fly again, sort of thing. And
it doesn't look like Argo 37 in any way, does it?
it doesn't look like Argo.
Okay.
You can see a name across around the edge of it, which says Greenway.
Greenway. Do I have any knowledge of Greenway?
You have one thing when you know your group, when you've researched them before. Telemachus's last name is Greenway.
And does the ship look like anything I would have seen at Area 51?
No, it doesn't look like anything you would have seen at Area 51.
Okay. Do you have a long-range communications device?
How long range?
I can send a message to my ship, which then could relay a message to our other ship, which then could relay a message to my companions on the other side of the planet.
This way. And he sort of leads you just to the other off side of the office, and you can see it looks like a very old school radio setup, but there's a lot more screens and things on it. And he's like, I will leave you to your message. And he steps out of the room.
So I'm going to send a message to my ship, and that will relay it to Argo, and hopefully gets to them. And it's going to say, contact with elves going good. Have same goals as us. I apologize, Andy. Astrogation Inc. might be bad because the Avin Ra want to destroy the star and restart life. Our information has been incorrect up to this point. Be careful with what you say to them. Over. That's it.
And we'll hop back over to Blister and Andy, and you've both closed this door right behind you. You've got this young Avia on the other side, like, like he's really trying to breathe heavily. And through your comms, you just hear that message. Relay.
How would that come through?
It would be private. It would be through a private headset. It's almost like a tiny little thing you have inserted in your ear. And you can tell when Telemachus gets it because she looks to both of you and back at the Avia.
What's your name?
This small like Avia is pressed up against it. It's like breathing heavily. It's like,
Thank you so much for saving me. I didn't know if I was going to get out of there or not. I'm Tarkin. I'm Tarkin. Yeah, that's me.
and you can see like he's wearing again probably it looks like some pretty much like scouting gear. Like you see some heavy duty leathers that seem to be reinforced with these glowing lights that go all the way down one side. His wings look a little bit singed. You can see him patting out like the smoking embers. And this huge, almost like little eagle head, this tiny little beak, as he looks at you with these very blue eyes. It's like,
Thank you. Tarkin, what's your name, please? Because I've kind of just let you in, and I don't think I was supposed to.
Well, we appreciate that you let us in because of that stuff that was out there. Is that just a normal occurrence?
When it gets dark, yeah. It's not great. I don't know, it's just always been here since I've been here, existing, born. You're muted.
I was gonna say, are you saying something?
I was like, yeah, what is this stuff?
You
Oh,
brought
'cause-
it in! Like, and he starts, like, panicking.
I told you to throw that out!
I mean, it's in a tube. What's the worst that can happen?
You
It's
don't
broke-
understand. It can fight its way out.
It's
Oh.
broken out before.
I'll put the test
What?
tube inside a beaker. There you go.
This like bird child is freaking out. It's like, no, okay, we can't
Is
just
there-
stand in here. We need to
is-
go.
Okay, yeah. There's no way to like eject it, I guess.
Well, there
all
is,
right.
but further in. I'm not going to
Uh.
open that door again. Just for you to throw it back out and close it again. I can't guarantee you nothing's going to come in.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay. So
Also, why is he glowing? And points at Blister.
That's just a thing that I do.
Persuasion check.
It's not a lie.
I know. He's like, okay, I'm no one to judge.
that's good. Yeah. So, what? Yeah. What the hell? I guess if we can walk and talk if we need to go, but yeah, we
God, I'm lost right now. That's
This way. And he's like,
Yeah.
again, what are your names?
I'm Andy.
Hi, Andy.
This is
Blister.
Okay. And then you hear Telemachus just sort of, Telemachus, like sort of like holding her hand up, looking pretty chill about it. Now she's in a safe space. She stopped screaming now. And he's like, okay, this way.
What shall I do with this?
Don't drop it. And don't let it touch your bare skin, which counts as human skin.
The guy in my chest said that as well.
Yeah, it's very bad if that happens.
I like that the child didn't question the part where he said the guy in my chest said that as well.
Yeah, the kid's just like, whew, not gonna go there.
yeah. Okay, let's go. But while we're going, so this dark, these evil things have been here for as long as you can remember.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm only 9, and apparently it crashed here like 10 years ago.
Okay, so it's something that crashed here.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, a ship. What does that is that? Have you seen the ship?
No, Mum doesn't let me near it. But I know people who have.
Okay, so I guess we should go talk to them. But also, I mean, you have all the lights because they don't like light, right? That's
Yeah, it kind of puts them off. Not for long, but, when dusk is coming in, you just light up and, I mean, it's not great because then the star elves can see you pretty easily too. But I'd much rather, face a star elf than a husk.
yeah. Okay, so you're out here and you've got like the husks trying to eat you, and you're also fighting the star elves.
Fighting, arguing, yeah.
What have you been arguing about?
That big thing in the sky, the Sepular star. They don't believe in the god. We need to protect her. Because they're trying to destroy it.
They want to destroy the whole star?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Well, Mum said, and you sort of see this bird put like a little wing on his waist. Mum said they have a weird belief that if they start the universe over again, they create a better one.
Yeah, I've heard that. I heard that that's what the Star Elves believe. So they're trying to destroy it, and you're all here trying to protect it.
Yeah.
Because
We've
it's
got to get in there and protect it, otherwise they're going to end up destroying everything. The god, she sort of like leans in, like, someone told me the god's missing.
So there used to be a god inside your star, but the god left?
Uh-huh.
Went
Well,
for
we
a
don't really
jolly,
know
did
what
they?
happened. I don't know what a jolly is, but it could, yeah. But at the center, they say there's some sort of magical water pool type thing, and we think that's what the Star Elves want. And if they destroy it, they destroy the star. And this is where everything began.
Blister's going to reflect inward and question said gem chest traveler. His line of questioning pretty much goes along the lines of, got anything to chime in here with, pal?
You just hear, nope.
You said you were glad to be back, eh?
Correct. I missed it.
Don't happen to have anything to do with the Sepular Star, do you?
Nope.
Is that like nope, I don't anymore, or nope, as in I never have?
Nope.
That's not an answer to my question, really, is it?
It goes quiet. I am not here to destroy the universe, Blister.
That's not
Otherwise,
what I'm
I have
worried
nowhere
about.
to walk.
I'm just wondering if you're their god. What went missing?
It's quiet again.
Blister, did you have something to add?
Like you say, a mixture of confused expressions on Blister's face. I'm just questioning godhood, really, in general. Right?
Yeah, I have some questions too at this point, but let me know if you come up with anything, as your normally does. Speaking of which, and I look at Telemachus, does she look like she's having a inner reflection moment?
She doesn't look like she's having an inner reflection moment, but you can hear maybe she thinks she's listening. And she's like, you hear that? And she's knocking her ear as if getting water out of it. She's like, who's singing?
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
I'm really sorry, but we can't stay in here.
Yeah, no, we should continue. Let's go to wherever you're going, but we're gonna need a moment once we get to somewhere safe, if that's okay, just to rest. It's been a lot,
Oh yeah, no, we got loads of comfy places. And he starts shuffling. You can see limping a little bit. You sort of healed him up, but he is limping. It's just a little tender as he walks down these little claws, working his way down this set of stairs, and you can feel that you're going underground with how deep this is going. And it starts off almost like a tunnel, and then it opens up into this huge cavern. This huge cavern with these holes, not tunnels, very big sort of openings that are dug into the wall with lots of which look to be where some of these bird creatures are heading in to rest, or you can see some of them cooking, some of them are making weapons. You can see these huge long golden spears. You can also see these there are some of these Avira stood in a circle. Their eyes are closed. They each have a staff on their back, and these sort of this magic energy is radiating from their hands, and they seem to be talking with each other. And Tarkin
verbally, can we hear?
They seem to be chanting, but you get the feeling that they're communicating with each other. And Tarkin sort of marches through this, and you can see hundreds of Avira
as they all sort of turn to look at you, these very eagle-like faces. And he's like,
Don't mind them. I'll take you, I don't know, where do you want to go?
I think somewhere to stop and rest first, and then if you want
sit
to.
in my room.
and he sort of starts marching
Okay.
towards this what looks to be like almost like a little cave in the wall. And it's very cozy. You can see beds in there, seated areas, a very almost cushioned, like Centaur sort of walks in, sits himself down briefly. He's like,
I can get you something to drink.
That would be really nice. We'd really like to go talk to some of the people in charge afterwards, but we just need a second to rest. And if you could run off and grab us a drink, that would be lovely.
I can bring him here. It's my dad.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Okay, I'll
that's
go get you drinks.
and he looks quite excited by it and starts. He's sort of like looking at you almost out of intrigue. You guess he's probably not seen anyone other than Averon the Star Elves before, and he looks quite excited about it, and he rushes off.
Yeah. I'm like smiling and waving to him, and then the second the door closed, I'm like, okay, you two! Are either of you hearing things right now?
I'm here singing.
Now, mine only really answers when I talk to it sometimes. It's been going real quiet.
Okay, quiet. That's suspicious. Singing, also suspicious. Telemachus, can you by any chance try asking Ood if this is her home, if she remembers anything?
And Telemachus pauses, like,
Okay, give me a sec.
she literally like looks up almost if she's looking up at the ceiling.
She says she recognizes it, that we're close to something, that she's almost home.
Okay, does she know what will occur if we put her home? Because, if that ends badly, maybe we don't want to do it.
And what's her opinion on the traveler/nomad?
Oh, that's a good question.
And she pauses again. Like, you're all sat cross-legged on this very cushiony, like, tunnel type thing. And she said,
Okay, she doesn't remember much, but she says she's heard and feels like she knows the nomad or the traveler. She said hang on,
pauses.
I think she accepted a gift from him once. It's like God to God thing, she's saying.
What's a gift between gods?
That's what she's saying.
So, clarification. You accepted a gift? Was that a good thing then, was it? Was it like a, Christmas or birthday sort of feeling, everyone's happy? Or was it more kind of, we accepted a gift, and then it was like a Greek myth where everyone jumped out of the wooden badger and killed everyone at night?
And again, like, that's more Telemachus pausing to look at you than anything. But you can see her reaching out to Un again. And you hear for a moment.
She said she was trapped in the star and wanted to travel the world she created. He enabled her to do that. But she had to leave something behind.
This line of questioning is just producing more questions, really. Andy, you're really smart.
I agree. Everything you're asking is what I wanted to ask, and everything that it's producing is more questions. So they know each other. Blister, it'd be great to know why he didn't mention that before. But also, so he gave her the ability to travel. Okay, makes sense. His name is the Traveler. But her being free has that. But why doesn't she remember that? That's why what was the cost of her being freed? Did something bad happen as a result of it? And if we put her does she want to go back? Does she want to go back to being a star? Like...
And at this point, Vega, if you're reaching out, you can... The rest of you'll get a very crackly sort of message because of the distance, but Vega, what are you sending them?
Have you guys been able to make contact, and how's it going? The quick versions. Andy, Telemachus, Blister.
We're on this side with the Avia. There are husks here, the things that have been chasing us.
And Black Group.
Yeah, and that apparently crash landed here on a ship 10 years ago. And Ood remembers this place and remembers being taken from it. But also she kind of wanted to leave.
But does she remember it completely, or I thought before she couldn't really remember everything?
She doesn't remember completely. She just remembers that this is where she's from, and the Traveler enabled her to leave, and the Avia are trying to protect the sun because they say that elves want to destroy it.
So both of the people that we're in contact with that are at war with each other, fighting endlessly, both believe the other side wants to destroy the star and restart the universe. Is that correct?
I turn to look at Blister. They didn't mention restarting the universe.
Okay, well that's what happens when the star gets destroyed.
Okay, well the Avia say they want to protect the star and stop it from being destroyed.
So they both believe the other person's trying to destroy the star.
Yes, it seems that way.
And Un was taken. She was taken out, or she was released from the. She was released from the star, or she was taken out. How? And the Traveler took. Why did the Traveler take her out of the star?
Traveler, why'd you take the Un out of the star there?
Oh, for crying out loud!
There's a pause. That's what she wanted. It was my gift to her.
What did he say, Blister?
He said that that's what she wanted. It was his gift to her. I guess he's like some kind of godly Santa Claus or something.
So from here on out, let's not talk to the gods inside of us. But
that sounds profoundly deep.
The Traveler and the Nomad is more of a nothing comes without a price kind of thing. Like an old Greek myth and the badger gift, and the people jumped out in the night and killed everybody.
I don't know where you both heard this story from.
So, to the same school.
Can we think for 1 second that, let's think about this. The Avia don't want to destroy the star. I've come back not to want to destroy the star. None of you want life to start over, and the elves don't want life to start over. So what beings would be the only thing to benefit from life starting over? What cannot be destroyed? The answer is the gods. So
But Un doesn't know what she's doing and she doesn't remember. So if anything, like if anything, someone might be using her to do it and have erased her memory.
And who's the only one that would benefit from that out of all the people we've come into contact with? Or beings that we've come into contact with? Who demands a price for what he's doing? Who may have the alternative motive? She may have wanted to leave the star and now can't remember that she needs to be back in it, because without her in it, it becomes weak. She's not there to protect it. What if the Traveler wants life to start over so he could be known as the starting of the universe? What if they swap places?
But then what does Astrogation's ink have to do with this?
Astrogation Inc. is just like the elves and just like the Avin Ra. They're just all puppets that led to her being taken out. These two trying to destroy it. Everybody trying to stop the other one. Chaotic stuff going on. Because if we all know that going into the center of the star is what destroys everything, again, everybody could be inadvertently not realizing that their quest to try to save it is what's going to lead to the end. But there's a very other piece of important information. That ship that crashed, that brought this dark energy, those beings, those husks here, those husks being brought to the star is what's going to kill it. That ship that crashed here, opposed to crashing in the star, that's giving us this brief moment in time to fix things. Sorry, Telemachus, but the ship's name is Greenway.
And you see Telemachus go very quiet, and Andy, you may recognize his name as well. And
Maybe. You know, I wouldn't say a lot of trauma's tied to it.
And Telemachus pauses it.
That's not possible. It's not possible.
I think not possible is the phrase that the four of us have the luxury of never really saying with all the things we've experienced in the last 8 days.
And she pauses for a moment, almost if a realization hits her.
Hang on. So, in this universe, I didn't know Blister didn't know me. Blister didn't save me from the Greenway ship.
I've not heard of it.
My granddad's ship. So, something has happened to bring it here. However, that does mean there could be another me on this planet.
I was gonna say, when the little boy comes back, we could try and ask if there was any survivors from the ship.
Let's, Andy, really quick. When we were back at Area 51, you were examining something inside the glass. What is it? The hand that's manifested onto your hand? Is it that?
No,
it's not. Right? What was inside the glass? You did something that released the husk. Something.
It wasn't right, because that's mushy, and this is Robo. This is a Robo hand.
The husks you saw, okay, Andy, roll a history check for me.
God.
Oh gosh. Our future literally relies
on it's on the other side. It's on the other side.
I will give you one tiny piece of information on a line. If you remember, you went into there to get Telemachus out.
Yep.
You went into this lab and Telemachus was almost mesmerized by these husks in this big glass tube. And the reason it saw you is because it got out, is because it started tapping on the glass. And there was a wave of recognition from the husk to you. As if it recognized you.
I don't like it. I don't like it so much. So much I don't like it.
Do you relay that information?
I mean, I say that I went to Area 51 looking for Telemachus. When I was looking for Telemachus, I saw there were husks on Earth, and they woke up when they saw me and Telemachus, and they looked like they recognized us.
There is your missing role, Andy. In a different time or a different universe, you had much more interaction with what these husks are, and probably unwillingly, just like Telemachus being saved from that ship. This time frame, that was your reset. That was just like I was sent back to do something different. Blister blinked out at the hotel and became somebody different. You two, something happened. This is your chance to make it different. Whatever you did then led to what's happening now, and we're all here together to try to stop that all from happening or fix it. Can we you have to convince them to send 3 delegates or 2 delegates. Let's get a delegation from both sides to the ship in the morning with the light. I have a plan. If you don't mind, I'll take lead in the conversations, but convince them to get to the ship in the morning with 2 people, no more than 2 or 3. Reveal, reveal that you're meeting friends there, and that's it, and convince them that the intention is not to harm anybody. Don't tell them it's going to be the Star Elves. I've gained their trust on this side. They're already bringing me in the morning, but I'm going to try to convince the leader to come too. Because if they realize they're pursuing the same goal, maybe an answer will present itself on how to fix this.
I don't know if we want to lie to them. And also, there's more to this, because do you remember when we were still back at the hotel and we all got those visions? My visions was here. It was here, and it was this place being overrun by the husks, which it is, and Argo was destroyed in my vision, and my aunt was here, and she's a famous scientist, and she was talking to Greenway and telling him that what he wanted to do was wrong.
And who did your aunt work for?
I mean, I guess indirectly Astrogation's Inc.
And Telemachus, who did Greenway work for?
He didn't work for anyone, I think.
And then pauses because she didn't see the vision.
I think something's manipulating a series of circumstances that leads to the end of the universe. And the only thing out of everything we've come into contact with that wants that to happen or knowingly can benefit from it is the nomad or the traveler. And her Oon's memory is being blocked that, gee, this looks familiar and I wanted to get out, and I was given the gift to get out, except for maybe the deal was you can get out for a day and then you have to go back in. But instead, if you can't remember, you have to go back in, or there's a series of words you have to say, hey, traveler, let me back in, and he's blocked her memory of that. Just take the second that everybody's telling us the truth, that everybody thinks the other one wants to destroy the star. Because they're all being manipulated in some way. I think I was manipulated by Astrogation Inc. was manipulated by that same thing. The only thing that benefits from a world being restarted is the Traveler. The Traveler could have made a deal with Astrogation Inc. Let me restart the universe and I'll give you X, but they don't realize the price is Y.
So,
I don't think you're lying to them, Andy, by saying we're going to meet friends at the ship tomorrow, and then just say me and Cracklebox.
I know we said that we weren't going to speak to the gods in our head or chests anymore, right? Have we considered the fact that they might be able to hear?
Oh, I kind of was assuming that they could hear.
Well, maybe they can, but we're out of options. The only option is first we have to stop these people from being distracted. If they're both taking a bunch of steps, I mean, look at the planet, it's desolate. The vision I had was the space battle that came to fruition. The entire the fleet of Alpha 88 ships that were created possibly by me, only one existed on a planet of your home world that just happened to be there while we were here, that we were able to fly away in. I think all parties have to work to the knowledge that nobody wants the world to be destroyed. And if we all believe in that, whatever wants the world to be destroyed, it might not be the Traveler, but whatever it is, we'll have to try a little harder to convince people, and then maybe we'll get some clues on how to stop it. That's the only thing I can come up with.
And we said we weren't going to talk to the gods in our head, but Blister's definitely just going to be like, hey, pal, you hearing all this?
Sort of makes almost like a motion, just like a sound of acknowledging yes.
Oh, very much truth to this then. Are you, you got some kind of big chip in at stake here, have you? You looking to take over the universe or something, or?
I don't want to take over the universe.
Right. Good, that's a good start.
Do you know how much work that is?
Right. You gonna give me any more there, pal, or
There is silence.
Fucking.
And as you say that, the door opens to the capsule you're all sitting in, and you see Tarkin like sort of mooching his way back in. He's got this little tray with a variety of drinks. You think he's probably gone overboard, like not knowing what people want to drink, and he sets it down. But behind him is a very tall, broad Avira, and he walks with a staff in one hand. You can see one of those rocks, one of those sort of things being held at the top. It's not glowing or anything at all, but Andy, for sure, you would recognize it as it's set in the top of the staff, and he looks to all of you and bows very low. My son says that you saved him. I thank you. But I must ask what you're doing here. You can hear. If you don't close communications, you can.
I don't. Who's that?
I ignore Vega and I bow back, and
He can't, like, the Avira can't hear Vega.
Yeah, which is why I'm letting Vega listen in, but I don't want to like clue it, like, and so I bow back and I say, yes, thank you, hello, we saw Tarkin in trouble and we helped him, but he also helped us to get away from the husks.
You must be the bigwig, eh?
And this sort of like this huge eagle head turns to look at you.
With scary bird eyes.
What is big wig?
Like, I don't know, like head honcho, you know, like the chap at the top, you know, or the woman at the top, you know, equal opportunity sayings there.
I am big wig, then, as you so put it.
Thank you for coming and speaking to us. And thank you for granting us safe passage here. My name is Andy. This is Blister and Telemachus.
Telemachus raises a hand, almost like a hey. And he's like, I am Kimmick. It is an honor to meet you.
Alright, I have to write this down or I'll forget it. Kimmick. Big wig. Now official title.
Kimmick the big wig.
The Kimmick the big wig is. So you said they have a stone. Is the stone like the purple stone? It's just not glowing, or is it like?
It's just not glowing. It seems to be like maybe it's not activated. Maybe.
But it looks like it's clearly the same material as the one that Telemachus has.
Yes.
Okay.
We had some questions. We were wondering about. We came here from over on the gnome planet that I totally know the name of that was nearby. I'm looking through Nebelion? Nebelion?
That's it.
Aha! We came here from Nebelion, and they told us that you were here protecting the Sepular Star. Is that and that you have in your staff? That's a piece of the Sepular Star?
This is correct. And he sort of holds the staff out, almost if you want to have a look, like he sort of holds it out to you. We are here to protect the Sepular Star and the god within. We fear that it is dying, and the Star Elves are taking this opportunity to seek out the Well of Knowledge.
All right.
They believe the elves are just seeking knowledge. I thought the kid said the mother told him that they want to destroy the star. I thought the kid.
So you believe that them taking the knowledge from inside the star will destroy it? I'm trying to ask a question and answer Vega's question at the same time.
Kimmy,
Is
the bigwig looks at you and says, yes, they seek to destroy the star and begin the universe over again.
Reveal this and say it just like this. Say, we've saved your son. Hopefully that's a token of our goodwill. What if, just what if, I were to tell you that the elves believe that that's what your goal is? Would you be willing to have a meeting and talk with them?
So, look.
No, not Blister.
We saved your son, right? So, like, little bit of, like, we scratch your back and I scratch my back, right? What if I told you that the Star Elves, yeah, they think that you want to destroy the thingy? Hmm?
And this huge eagle head again turns. You see the ruffle of feathers as he looks. This is contradictory of the information we have. We captured a star elf and they confirmed.
Yeah. Tell them the Star Elves had done the same. Just if it is proven to be true, are they willing to just talk with the Star Elves? Tell them that we're all here for the same goal, and that's to stop the star from being destroyed. Tell them that you have a friend talking to the Star Elves right now, and the Star Elves have agreed to a delegation of discussion.
So essentially, we're like mediators for God problems, right? And the Star Elves, they've got a real similar story. So would you be willing to like all sit down together and maybe have some tea, you know, and like just talk this thing out? Because you think you've all got your wires crossed, you know. There's been a bit of trickery going on here. That was about right, wasn't it, Vega?
Perfect. Don't say gods anymore, please.
He pauses and looks to you. It appears we have received information. And he looks to his son briefly.
What,
I don't
right
understand.
Oh my god, are you a hive mind or something?
The bird physically and visibly closes his eyes for a moment and takes a deep breath before opening and blinking again. We believe the Star Elves are here to destroy the universe. We were told this by a Star Elf. We agree to a meeting. I, myself, personally will go.
Tell them the Star Elves will
request that there are no weapons present.
Right. Okay, no weapons present. We can be mediators of that. We can make sure there's no weapons present. That's no bother. That's no bother, is it? I mean, let me just speak to my other line. That's no bother, is it? The Star Elves, they won't mind if they have a meeting with no weapons, right?
Is the leader of the Star Elves still nearby that I can grab him or knock on a door?
He's not actually in the room right now, but you could probably tell him afterwards.
Tell them that tell him this. Tell him to bring no more than 4 people. 2 people will only come within 50 meters of each other, where all weapons will be left with dose, so everybody feels protected. Then 2 from each side will be weaponless and meet in the middle for a conversation. Tell them that we are all there for the same goal, and that I am not playing around. And if anybody who makes any action that indicates they want to destroy the star, that we're going to take action. Let them know that, convince them that we have the same goals. That
Right.
both of them think they have.
So listen, Kevin. How about this, right? We all go to a meeting. 8 people total, 4 each, yeah? And, like, you get 2 for 2. 2 are, like, armed to the teeth, and 2 aren't, right? And, like, the 2 that are armed to the teeth, they don't go to the meeting, but they stay nearby, you know, so everyone feels safe. And the other 2 go in, and then they have a little chin wag. And then when we've all finished chin wagging, everyone's happy. But in that time, if anyone's like, yo, I'm gonna kill you or destroy the star, then we'll be like, no. And we'll step in. You can have total faith in us.
This Avira pauses and slowly turns to Andy. I'm afraid I do not understand this dialect.
He's trying to explain the methods with which we thought would be the most accommodating to everyone. Where you could, I mean, I believe the numbers were clear. It was 8 total, 4 per party, and 2 people can stay back armed if they choose, back at their sort of shuttles or rendezvous points, and then the other 2 completely unarmed will move forward to speak, and we, the mediators, will all be there also to make sure that nothing happens between them.
And we don't know what side we're on, but we are on the side that does not want to destroy the star. So if they're both on that same side, then we're all allies.
Yeah, we're not on the side of a particular race. We're here to stop the star from being destroyed. That's what we came here to investigate. We didn't even know what we would find when we arrived. All we knew is that we wanted to save the star.
And he does a slow nod. I agree to these terms. Before I go, I must, however, go and question our captive once more.
Bring the captive in good faith tomorrow morning, and the Star Elves will do the same.
Apparently, these Star Elves have one of your kind as well. And if you will bring your prisoner in good faith, they will do the same.
None of our people are missing.
Exactly, and none of the Star Elves either tell him. Just don't tell the prisoner what's going on and bring him, and I'll tell the Star Elves do the same. And at the end, we'll all be allies and friends.
Apparently. Can I just cast friends right now and we're all done?
We're all in this together.
I cast Kumbaya.
Hakuna Matata.
It is a 9th level spell, Hakuna Matata, and no, sorry. Yes, well, apparently they our friend believes that the star elf you have is not truly a star elf, just as the Avia, the star elves have been questioning, is not truly an Avia. This might be something intentionally done to put trouble between you. And so if you will, you may go question them, but if you will not tell them of this plan, we might be able to reveal their falsehood.
Perfect.
This is acceptable. Do you wish to come with me?
Have you, yeah, okay. I mean, I'm a doctor, so if you're hurting them, I kind of, like, doctors both have to stop that, though. Like,
Andy,
yeah?
Don't bring Blister and Telemachus, don't go in case one of the gods are behind it. It can communicate with it.
Okay, that's true. Blister, you heard that?
Yeah, don't worry.
Tell them,
I'll go and get my ceremonial pipes ready for the big event tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a great...
Tell them sun up. They meet on the east side of the ship, and I'll have the Star Elves meet on the west side of the ship. Now I have to go convince the Star Elves all the same thing, so wish me luck. And
Good luck! I communicate that. The specifics. And I will go with you to see the person. I'm just hoping they're not, like, wounded or anything, because that's, you know.
This, Averil bows. Please follow me. If any of you wish to stay here and rest, and he looks to Blister and Telemachus. Please feel
Telemachus,
free.
take care of Blister.
Okay.
Like, she sort of like
Hey, what?
smiles. And
you see Andy leave the room with this Avia. And Blister, are you doing anything? Like, are you and Telemachus talking about anything? These two, like,
yeah. Do you want to like have a? I was gonna say, you want to have a talk as you two god vessels? Do you?
Really quick, Alice. I'm gonna head to find that elf real quick too.
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna be rooting through my pack. I'm looking for. I've got some like things that look like flutes and kidneys in there, and I'm gonna be pulling all of them out. I'm gonna turn to Telemachus and be like, you got a person in your head then, have you? We lass. Just the
Apparently
oon
so.
though, eh? Just the oon. Yeah.
And Telemachus sort of smiles a little bit and chuckles at that.
I missed your jokes.
All right, that's good.
Awkward.
So you've got one as well, like.
More in my chest, really, but it lets me fly and shit, so I'm quite happy to have him around, you know. Like, I can breathe in space. How cool is that?
Mine doesn't let me do anything.
Yeah, maybe you could talk to them, you know.
Maybe.
So,
Sits awkwardly quiet.
what do you reckon then? Do you
What do you
reckon Oon is bored of all this and they wanted to get out and now they're going back? They're like, actually, this is a lot of shit. I'm gonna destroy it all. Or do you reckon the Traveler is like, hey, I'm gonna set them free and then I'm gonna be like, yeah, I can't be bothered to run it, but I'm gonna turn things around. I've traveled all of this universe. I want to make another one so I can go and travel that one or something. I don't know.
It's weird. It's like she doesn't remember anything.
Right?
But she wants to go home. I
How do
know
you?
that.
I'm gonna turn inwards. How do you feel about that, eh? Nomad, about Oon wanting to go home, eh?
And there's almost a smooth voice that replies, it complicates things.
Complicates things, does it? Interesting
Yes.
turn of phrase that, you know. Maybe I could help you uncomplicate things if you told me a little bit more information.
It's rude to return a gift. And we'll hop over to Vega. And Vega, you can see this star elf sort of sat at his desk. He's like, "What, have you finished your messages?"
I have. Do you speak for all of the elves, or is there more of a collective head?
I do speak to them, but I do have their best intentions in mind. I cannot say everyone will agree with me, but they go with my word.
I met Mara outside, and you said she hasn't killed me, and I can say I haven't killed her. I put my weapon down the moment I met her. I've been truthful with you. I believe you've been truthful with me. I made contact with my friends that are with the Avan Ra now. The Avan Ra believe that you, the Star Elves, want to destroy the star.
We would never.
I believe you. But I believe, just like you said, you believe what I'm saying is truth. I believe that they think that information to be true, because here's the thing. Are all of your Star Elves accounted for? Do you have all of them here? Are any missing? Have any been taken captive?
No, we've had no reports.
Okay. So they have a Star Elf that is giving them the same information that your Avara is giving them. They have no Avara that is missing. Now, my friends on the other side have been able to convince them at a delegation in a meeting, because if all of our goals is the same, to save the planet, you're both being distracted for a reason and wasting time and resources fighting each other to ultimately achieve the same goal. So they've agreed, and I did speak for you. I didn't have a chance to come back and tell you, but here's the terms of a meeting tomorrow. Both sides will bring 4 people. I will arrive shoulder to shoulder with you on the west side of the ship. They will arrive on the east side of the ship. 2 of the people can be armed because nobody wants to go anywhere without weapons in case danger shows up. Far away. But then 2 people, and I would suggest you and Mara, and myself will meet my friends and 2 of the Avin Ra closer with no weapons. And we're going to try to talk this out. The thing is they're going to bring the Star Elf prisoner that they have, but they're not going to tell the Star Elf prisoner where it's going. And I suggest you do the same. Because if what I'm saying has any truth to it, anything that's trying to manipulate you 2 races to fight each other, if we all get on the same page, it's going to have to try a little harder, then we can identify what's really going on. We believe, we don't know. I'm not trying to go against your beliefs, but if you can just indulge me for a second, that Un is a real entity. I would cut my hand and swear on blood if whatever it took. It's a real entity, and I can prove that to you tomorrow. Un was let outside of the star by the Traveler. You said the Traveler has alternative motives. We think the Traveler might be manipulating these circumstances of events, because the only thing to benefit from an entire universe from being restarted would be a god. That's the only thing that can't be destroyed. And if Un is not inside the center of the star to restart the universe, if it is true, then another god could step in its place. Or something along those lines. I think tomorrow at the meeting we'll have a little bit better. I'll tell you the same thing my friends told them, is that we're not on any particular side. But if you're telling me the truth and you want to stop the universe from being restarted and the star from being destroyed, then I would be on your side. And I'll fight to the death with you tomorrow. And I'll fight hard to make sure that works. But the only people that have to worry about us not being their allies is anybody who wants to destroy the star. And I think you and the Avin Ra have been distracted for so long and being manipulated.
And he nods. I agree. And then we're going to hop over to Andy. And Andy, this Avira takes you through this huge sort of, not maze because it's very, very open, but lots of winding passages. All these Avira seem to be everywhere until it takes you to one, almost like another capsule. You get the feeling that, again, this is more of a homestead that they keep things in. And that door opens, and it opens, and there is a star elf. Very large ears, sort of head down, hands tied behind this chair. And the Avira gestures to it. Here it is.
What were you hoping to ask them? You said you were gonna come here and ask them something.
I'm asking if are willing to go to the meeting tomorrow. Please come in. And the Avira steps in.
I would ask that you not tell them why. Just that.
Of course.
Okay.
And how does this elf look?
Looks to be passed out, doesn't look damaged, but you can go over and do a medicine check if you wish.
I'll wait. I'll just visibly look them over, and if they don't have any severe visible injuries, I'm like, okay, cool.
You can see that their head seems to be lolling a little bit. And for a moment it's almost like they're just waking up. And this head is sort of a massive blonde hair, and these very long ears, elven ears, look up, and as if this person has had a headache, slowly raises up to look at you and meets your eyes and looks very confused as this elf looks at you. Andy? And this elven image falls away, and sat in the chair is a gnome in an Astrogations Inc. uniform, your aunt.
What the heck? What are you? What? I'm so confused. What are you doing here?
It's just, Andy, I need your help. And that's where we'll leave
Ah!
7 this week.
Wow, the mic punch and everything.
Jess just, oh!
I'm sorry.
I just typed in Twitch. I'm like, once the meeting with the elf was over, I'm like, okay, Vega dodged the monkey wrench moment. Andy's up. I typed it in, and now it says, boom, there it is.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh.
I don't
Hey,
like
good
it.
All I'm saying is I'm holding a little pot of the black ichor and it's very close to the traveler. What can possibly go wrong?
No, I forgot
And
that you
Oons.
forgot that you still have that, you ding dong. I told you to chuck it.
This blister has no recollection of this stuff. Yay!
You're a monster.
And it looked alcoholic. Yeah, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Before we go, we've got some links and things, but we are going to go on a raid. Do we have a good raid cry? That's the question. Do we have a good raid cry?
Monkey wrench, boom.
In the meantime, let's have a look at some social links, shall we? We've got Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Go and check them all out. We also have Mage Hand Press, who was our sponsor, who made this third-party content for 5e. Allows play in space, as you can see. It's absolutely wonderful, and they're going to be releasing their hardback version of Dark Matter, I think, in December. I think. I can't confirm that, but it's my suspicion. So keep your eye out for that. It's very soon, very soon. Also check out the Deck of Many. The Deck of Many, they created the Deck of Many Things, and the Deck of Many Animated Things, which are the cards that move, which are really cool. They were actually recently featured in Forbes. And also, they made the Humblewood setting, which is a cute animal setting for 5e also.
I have a raid cry idea, just as a thing. Can it please be Kimmick the Bigwig?
Kimmick the Bigwig. We can do that. I don't know how to spell Kimmick though, so I'm going to butcher it. Or is it Kevin? Is it Kevin the Bigwig?
K. I'll change it to Kevin. My dad will be so pleased. His name's Kevin. He always gets used.
Kevin the Big Wig. Nailed it. Nailed it. There's the raid cry. Cool. Yeah, we've got credits, which I've totally prepared before we got to this point, and I'm not doing right now. So we'll be exiting with those. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in today, and until next time, keep on evoking emotions. See you later.